again with another My Thoughts video. Don't do these too often. Usually I try to pick it on something I actually really think about and I have actually some thoughts on. So, I mean, that's why it's called My Thoughts. So, anyway, today we are talking about Linkin Park. In case anybody has not been paying any attention at all, they announced their new singer. I guess they've actually been working with her for quite a while, but they also announced their new drummer as well, which nobody seems to be talking about, and I don't understand why, because that's a pretty big part of a band as well. So, I mean, you get two, new members they're announcing. They're coming back from, I guess it's been about 7 years now, and, I watched the little live performance they did. I watched part of the podcast they did and some other stuff, but there was a lot, so I didn't watch everything, but I got the gist of what's going on, and I made the mistake of going to the comment section on a couple of these, and it's just unbelievable how polarizing this decision has been. And so I thought, well, I know I definitely have some thoughts on it, so that's why I'm doing this. So anyway, to get to it, I've been very hesitant to do this. I wasn't going to do it because we're talking about a very, a topic that has affected a lot of people. And when you have opinions on something like suicide, that's what we're talking about with Chester, people can be very, very strong in their opinions. So I guess what I'll say first is what I thought musically of it. I'll just go right to what I thought. If it was just a band member changing members, which I never really liked too much, honestly, but a lot of big bands have done it. I can think of tons of big bands that have done it. Iron Maiden, Deep Purple did it a few times, just off the top of my head, older bands obviously, but that's kind of the generation I grew up with. But I've been a fan of Linkin Park since their very first album. I remember when it first came out, I thought it was new and interesting, really thought Chester had a cool voice. Not so much the rap stuff I wasn't really into, but the way they did it, it seemed more artistic to me, and they were making their own music behind it. They're an actual band, and it didn't really bother me that much. I'm not a rap fan, so I just get that out of the way. And they kind of got away from that as time went on. They kind of became just more of a rock band, I guess, and their style definitely changed over time. It got a lot mellower, I think, over the years there too. Some people like that, some people didn't. I guess that's a topic for a whole different video. But the songs that they did, that they performed with Emily, seemed all like they really focused heavily on the earlier part of their catalog. They did the new single that they released with her singing, and that's a really short song too, by the way. And when they first started playing and she came out and sang, I was a little bit hesitant because she sounded like her nerves were getting the best of her, which is very understandable. I can't imagine, the shoes that she's trying to fill. And I know they keep saying they're not trying to replace Chester, but let's be real. She's doing the parts that he used to sing, so technically you are replacing him. I know you're not actually replacing him and trying to do what he was doing, but the parts are there, they're songs, those parts need to be sang, so somebody has to do it. And so that is what's happening. When she got a little bit more comfortable, it seemed like she started doing a little bit better. She's not trying to imitate, I don't think, exactly what Chester sounded like. But you want the parts to sound similar. It's kind of like when a guitar player plays a solo in a song. You want to hear the solo, but you kind of want to hear some of their flavor as well, And so I think she did the best that she could do in the situation that she's in. You want to be true to the songs, but you want to be like yourself as well. So it's got to be a hard mix, and she's got her own style. She's not going to try to sound exactly like Chester. I think sometimes she maybe have been leaning a little bit more that way than normal, but I don't really know her that well. I'm not familiar with the band that she was in. I guess it was called Dead Sarah. I don't have anything by them, so she's new to me. I don't know anything about her. And Colin Britton on the drums there, I'm really not familiar with him at all. So I don't know if that was a smart move or a bad move, going with kind of unknowns. At least slight more, I guess they're really kind of are unknown, but then going with somebody really, really famous, that's got to be a tough decision. But I mean, the band has to go on, and so it's like kind of the tough part for everybody, I think, to digest is the part I want to talk about now, and that's what Chester did. And I don't know why he came to that decision. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. I know that when there's people that I listen to that have ended their lives, I find it very hard to listen to their music, and I have not listened to Linkin Park since what happened with Chester. Same thing with like Soundgarden. I haven't watched a Robin Williams film since he ended his life. It's just one of those things. I don't know why. I don't really have an explanation for it. I just find it very difficult to like listen to the music and watch anything from that point on. I personally have dealt with depression, and I don't mean for just a few months. I meant for years. And I've been in that situation. I've had those thoughts go through my head, and I have a family that I couldn't do that to, and I had friends that I couldn't do that to. And I'm glad I never made that decision, because life got better, and I made a choice within me that I was going to be in control of my life, and it took a long time to get to that point. I know this is a very touchy subject for people. I don't know why he couldn't come to that decision himself. I don't understand the struggles he was dealing with, but I truly believe there is a better answer than ending your life, because people loved him. I just don't understand that, but he made that choice. Now, the people he left behind had to choose what to do with their lives, and he quit the band. I mean, what were they supposed to do, I guess, is what I'm saying. Just not do the band anymore because of the decision he made, or carry on, continue with the music, let the music live that he created. That was a decision they had to make, and I don't judge them if they never did it, and I don't judge them because they did it. I don't know what I would do in that situation either. I'm glad to see that they came to a decision and that they looked happy on stage and the music is living on and they're trying to make a new start. I don't think they should have rebranded. I mean, bands go on, they change members, things happen. And I don't think because of the way Chester left the band is a reason to change the name of the band. That's just my personal thoughts on it. Probably people are going to definitely disagree with me on that one. But I'm excited to hear what they have to do, and I'm looking forward to the future for Linkin Park, and I'm glad that they're carrying on and the songs are going to live on. And that's the way we keep people's memories alive, is by performing their music. And like I said earlier, I had trouble with that. So I'm glad that they came to the decision that they could carry on, and that takes a pretty strong person and the support group to do that. So I'm glad to see there's a lot of fans out there that are supporting them. For the fans that aren't, I don't know if I'm going to convince you to anything different, but I would hope that you would maybe just open up your hearts a little bit and understand what the decision they had to go through as well. So anyway, this is going on a little bit longer than I intended, but that's what I always do. So I babble a lot. So anyway, that's pretty much what I have to think about it. As always, I welcome your comments. I don't want this one to be like a battle or anything like that. It's just kind of share your feelings type thing. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because I'm glad they kept this music alive. And I can't wait to hear what they have to release up in the future. So until next time, we will see you.